Alright, and welcome back. We're actually at the top of the Iron Throne Tower, having faced Cythandria and her two beasties, Arg and Ugg, last time. Cythandria is actually Sarevok's consort, and on her person we found not only two documents, but Sarevok's diary, which turned out to be not only long, but pretty revealing. So I'm going to go through chronologically just some of the highlights. But I guess the first thing to note that's kind of interesting is it goes all the way back to 1367, I guess, whatever that is, I think around the fall of that year, which is beyond a year ago. So anyway, he talks about mining operations in Cloakwood, and here is a curious entry calling Ryltar his father in quotes, as if it weren't necessarily true. It also sounds as if Ryltar murdered his mother with a garrote. Talking about both of them, how I wasn't to be unfaithful to him as she had. He made it clear that I would suffer her fate if I was. So just a little bit of family history, I guess. Then he goes on to talk about, I think, traveling to Candlekeep to begin research into Alawindu's prophecies. And here, it sounds like delusions of grandeur, almost like the rantings of a madman, believing that he himself is one of Bhaal's children. Let me see if I can find the quote. Here it is. From what I have read, it would seem certain that the blood of Bhaal does indeed flow through my veins. So the idea is that, based on the prophecies, that death on a godlike scale will awaken the father, meaning Bhaal. So, and in doing so, if I can find this other quote, it does not explicitly say, but obviously this means that death wrought by the children will cause them to ascend. So this essentially explains why Sarevok is doing what he's doing. Alright. So then he goes on to say he thinks Gorion has discovered his true heritage. And here, this surprised Lilly, saying, one thing that I am certain of, Lilly Black is, in actuality, one of Bhaal's brood as well. So at first she thought maybe he was just mad. But then, to think that somebody else is a child of Bhaal, maybe he's not crazy. So she's not sure what this is about, or why he would even think that anyway. Alright, so let's see. Then I think he goes on to talk about operations in the Nashkel mines. And actually what's curious too is the years. I think we go past 1368. Yeah, into 1369. So we're actually technically in the future, but I think that's just, you know, just part of the design that couldn't anticipate when things would actually happen. I don't think they mean it to interpret that he actually traveled into the future, because he's talking about things with bandits, the Chill, the Black Talon, all under the guise of Zentarian agents, which, by the way, we've been neglecting to recognize that Lilly might be able to find allies with Centaurian agents, but I don't think we've met any yet, or at least none that have disclosed themselves as such. I know there's a lot of things in here. Here's the entry about the Centaurian agents. I think it was... we'd heard a rumor, I think, from a bartender that the Iron Throne had set up base in a mansion in the southwest of Baldur's Gate, which we haven't even looked for yet. And here it is. It's mentioned here in the diary. Talking about Ryltar. He set up a base in the mansion of a destitute noble family. Period. Okay. So I don't think they're talking about the tower that we're in right now. So that's another avenue we could pursue to maybe find Sarevok. Or more evidence, I guess. Alright, so then Zentarian agents were in the future, and I think the only other thing that I think was informative was talking about the meeting at Candlekeep with Ryltar. We knew that they were meeting with representatives from another organization, but I don't think at the time we knew what organization that was, and here I think it's mentioned. Ryltar is there to meet with the Knights of the Shield. So I think that might be who Tuth and others were part of. Okay. I think those were the only points. All right, so quite a bit of information. Then these two documents were letters from Slythe to Sarevok, accepting his offer, I guess, or proposition to essentially assassinate 3 Grand Dukes. And while he's in Baldur's Gate, him and his wife, I guess it's like a husband and wife assassination team, are going to stay at the Undercellars, which Sithandria told us about. Then, I think it was in this second letter, again from Slythe to Sarevok, he's at least killed 2 Grand Dukes. The first one we don't know who, but the second one, he says here, Entar screamed quite deliciously all the way to the end. I believe he's talking about Entar Silvershield, who has that estate in the northwest corner of Baldur's Gate. And I have to admit, probably went through Lilly's head, wondering then if the might pay to actually go back to that mansion. Just curious what's happening then in his absence. Okay. But I think we're at least going to head downstairs then.
Such menial tasks.
Alright, so that was quite a bit of information to go through.
Fine.
And I guess the question... Whoops.
A simple matter.
Trying to get downstairs? Alright.
Fine. Such menial tasks.
So I think the question becomes, what now?
What do you need?
Oh boy. Lilly taking the long way around at the wrong time. Well, I think now, having read Sarevok's diary fully and knowing that he's not here, I think she finally will admit to her true intentions. Okay, and here he's, confirming it. What with Entar Silvershield dead,